That can be the high water mark at the moment because I'm going to take the joist off. Incidentally, it's only held in place by 5 braces. And also, if you notice that the joints aren't quite lined up, it's because the joists aren't either. So that's sort of a starter. Like I say, I'm going to take that apart because I'm not sure how far down I'm going to take it. But in here, we'll go a pallet. For this place, I'm going to have to saw a pallet, but I'll put that in there. This is going to be a 4-foot window, which I'll then brace on the inside. So, I'll tell you about that later. A pallet, a sawed pallet, and then this is the 32-inch window. So there you have a high water mark. I have some things to show you. There's where I'm working, which you've seen before. But here I've taken the 2 sub-joist straps, I call them, and I'm working on them because I could put blocks on the end. And I've already put the blocks on the end, which I've found out about. And this, I want to tell you about that issue right there. But first I want to point out that this is batshit. Isn't it wonderful? You know, I used to think differently, but when they built this barn, when my grandpa had this barn built, you probably can't see that, they left that gap up there in that beam, and bats for ever since 60 years, let's say, have been there, and I've worried that they would stay there, and I'm always so glad to see that they're back. All right, now what I wanted to show you was this is a box of box nails. Box nails. And here's a box of them. They are 8-penny box nails, 2.5 inches long, it says. And 2.5 inches looks like what I need. Actually, I have been using 8 penny. Normally I like to use 6 pennies because they're easy to come out. But I realized that 6 pennies barely reach into the second piece because the sawyer sawed this a little strong. Let's take a look. Yeah, see, that's a full 1.25 inches. So when I realized that, and I had an issue with the splice falling apart, I went to 8 penny. And they work. You know, usually they're a problem because it sticks out, the point sticks out. But by going to framing nails, or box nails, the plan here, I didn't realize that they were still going to be too short, but the plan is to go through and then clinch them. They would be easier to clinch because they're a thinner wire. And clinching is when you bend the end over. And it was a standard thing to do in the old days before people were free to use screws. So, anyway, on I go. Here's a gift to me. Do you see this? I think you can see it. That says 14 foot 10. And that's exactly what the other hypotenuse was, or within 1/4 inch, which is close enough for me, which means that the building is square, and I don't have to try to rack it myself without help here. You may look at that and say, well, we're right back to where you started, the high water mark. Not quite. There's 8 pallets as infill, 4 that I had to cut, so unpleasant, and then 4 that were full pallets. But I didn't get the windows in. That one corner board was just tacked and it fell out. And I've got adjustments to do. And finally, here's your first aerial view. I risked my life to get up here on these 2 sawhorses. But anyway, remember, ignore the notches. They should not be there. I'm just using old material. And well, enough for now. Bye.